Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. met Prime Minister Narendra Modi in New Delhi today. The two leaders held high-level talks at Hyderabad House, with President Droupadi Murmu also in attendance. The meeting comes on day 2 of Marcos' 5-day visit to India. He was received on arrival by India's Minister of State for External Affairs, V. Muralidharan. According to India's Foreign Ministry, both sides are holding wide-ranging discussions to boost cooperation in defense, agriculture, pharmaceuticals, as well as maritime security. A key highlight of the visit is defense. Just weeks after the Indian and Philippine navies held their first joint drills in the South China Sea, the visit marks a strategic move as the Philippines seeks to strengthen regional alliances and protect its maritime claims in disputed waters. Now we go back to our guest discussion with Professor Veselin Popovsky. Thank you, Professor, for staying with us. Now, given the ongoing tensions in the South China Sea, how could these defense collaborations between India and Philippines shift the regional security dynamics? Also, could this deeper defense cooperation with India provoke China?
Well, India is doing the right thing. They're helping the Philippines here very strongly. And I really admire and appreciate that. That should continue. The Philippines are vulnerable and in jeopardy in the South China Sea. They need that support, and not only from India, by the way, from many other countries, and many countries also support Philippines in these terms, including with military defense systems. So I encourage that to continue. I'm very happy to see that development during the meetings by the President Marcos with the Prime Minister Modi in Delhi. And it's significant. Now, on your second question about China, yes, obviously there will be some reaction in Beijing. The government, China, will not be happy with that. But India is doing the right thing, and it should not worry any development which China can do in the South Sea will definitely justify what India is doing. So a very good step. It's not only, by the way, India, as I mentioned, a coalition of states is helping the Philippines to defend its territory in South Sea, and it's the most vulnerable country there. Obviously, China should not be a big factor of concern for India when it developed its relationship with the Philippines. That's how I think.
And Professor, now how might this shift regional security dynamics, particularly in maritime security and countering China's influence?
Yes, you're right that the region is very important, and we can think of that region a bit broadly as a Indo-Pacific region. There are many countries, hundreds of countries are there, including small islands, and they will also have been concerned with the Chinese aggressive action in South China Sea. But again, as I said, the big majority of countries will align their efforts. China is acting in a sort of isolation. Maybe only North Korea supports China in all of this, nobody else in the Indo-Pacific region. The ASEAN countries are united in supporting their own members, Philippines, Vietnam, and other countries. So going bigger than just Philippines, I think the region also will respond accordingly to constrain any Chinese aggressive action in the South Sea of China.
And Professor, following up on that answer, what role can India play in strengthening the Philippines' position within frameworks like ASEAN?
Yes, India has very good relationship with ASEAN, by the way, with all 10 countries, bilaterally, but also collectively as a regional organization as such. And I can only admire what India does with its relationship with ASEAN, including, as you mentioned, the military and defense collaboration with those countries. And India simply needs to continue its constructive role, engaging ASEAN, engaging other forums. There is not only ASEAN, but also Quad, which includes Japan and Australia. And in all those multilateral Asian forums, India is the biggest country in the world, not only the biggest country in the Asian region. So India is a crucially important player in everything that concerns Asia broadly, but specifically what concerns defense and military issues in Asia.
With that, thank you very much, Professor Veselin Popovsky, for always joining us and sharing your insight throughout our news. Now we move